This is Faithful Hustle, where faith meets grit and purpose drives the work. I'm Peyton, your host, here to help you lead boldly, live intentionally, and build in a way that honors God. Let's go. Episode 30, Faith That Moves. Faith isn't just something that you believe, it is something that you live. I used to wait until I felt ready, but I've realized lately that faith requires movement before clarity. I want to share a little bit with y'all because this recently happened and I had to exercise my faith muscle. So, long story short, I was told I was going to have to move and I didn't know where I was going to go yet. But instead of trying to seek the clarity on that situation, I just started exercising my faith muscle and I started packing things up because I knew that God was going to put me exactly where He wanted me, but it was up to me to exhibit that faith. Clarity comes after obedience, not before. So you don't need to see the whole path to take the next step. Like I said, I had no idea where I was going yet. The clarity had not come yet. But I had to exercise that faith muscle to get the clarity later. So clarity comes after the obedience, not before. You don't need to see the whole path to take the next step. God is the only one who sees the whole path. Sometimes I don't even know where the next stepping stone is, but I step in faith that is going to be there, and I've yet to be wrong about that yet. So, our Socratic questions that I'd love to ask y'all this week are: what step have you been overthinking instead of taking? And are you waiting for certainty when God is asking you for faith? And what would action look like for you today? So let's make one imperfect action today. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. My mentor, Jesse Lee Ward, used to always say, perfection is procrastination. You're just spelling it wrong. And I loved that because it's true. If we wait for the perfect moment, we're just procrastinating and procrastinating and procrastinating. So, I would also like for y'all to write this down on a post-it note or on your mirror in your bathroom with a dry erase marker. I move in faith, not fear. Put this somewhere visible so that you can see it. Um, I used to have post-it notes when I'd flip down my visor in my car to look in the mirror, and I would have post-it notes there, and I would see them all the time. So that would be a perfect place to put this. I move in faith, not fear. And it would have been really easy for me to take that information that I gotten told of you're going to have to go, but you don't know where you're going yet, and be afraid and be fearful. But instead, I started packing because I was moving in faith. And faith grows when you move. It does. So exercise your faith muscle, y'all. That is the best advice I can give you. I promise, I felt like I had been punched in the gut. a couple of months ago because I did not have any clarity at all on the situation. It was just straight confusion. But instead of being afraid and being confused, I just said, you know what? I can control how I pack my things. So that is what I am going to do because the good Lord is going to put me somewhere else that He wants me. Obviously, my work was done wherever I was. So He was intending on moving me somewhere else. And, that was kind of my plan, but it wasn't like my plan right then. I thought I was at least going to be there for like a year. I don't know. So, anyway, lo and behold, instead of like being afraid and confused, I just exercised my faith muscle. And it was really hard, y'all. Like, there was a moment there where I was mad, scared, and upset. And like I said, I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. But instead of that confused, afraid identity, I chose to clothe myself with one that was going to exercise their faith muscle and not be afraid. And I was going to pray my way through this situation. And as it is written in Genesis 50:20, that God is going to take anything that is meant for us for evil and turn it into something good. And He sure did. So exercise y'all's faith muscle. That is the best advice I can give y'all. And faith grows when you move. So I suppose that wraps up today's episode of Faithful Hustle. So if you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe, rate, and review, and it helps more people find faith-filled business and leadership encouragement. And don't forget to tag me on social media with your biggest takeaway. I love to cheer people on. And in the meantime, stay bold, stay rooted, and keep hustling with purpose.